Hello again, it's Mr. Pete, your YouTube shop teacher. Now this will be a video strictly about bad tools, novelty tools, and so on. You don't have to watch this because it is going to be very sarcastic and critical, but it's also being done, I hope, in a humorous vein. So if you don't want to hear mockery, make sure you turn this off right now. And I would like women to watch this as well, so they know what not to buy for their husbands. So in front of me is a group of tools that I recently acquired either through auctions or that big gift box, 7 boxes that you might have watched. So that's where these bad tools came from. I would never buy anything like this myself, and some of it I already retrieved out of the garbage. I had thrown it away, and then I thought, no, I think I'll make a video of that. So out it came, so that we can have a little fun, and so that you will realize, if you're younger people, good quality from bad quality. And some of this is domestic made, because they were making novelty tools long before these Chinese imports invaded our ports. You know what? I've talked about bad and poor quality and unwanted tools many times, but first let me talk here about gift items, because women and girlfriends and daughters and so on are just dying to find a nice present for their boyfriend, husband, whatever, for Christmas, Father's Day, birthdays, and so on. And since they have never used tools, most of them, let's face it, they will often buy gadgets and novelty tools. So some of these might have been given, I'm deducing that, as a gift, because no man in his right mind would actually buy this stuff for themselves. So there probably was a lot of anger and pouting and carrying on, going on Christmas morning, or whenever a man would rather have a necktie, and we don't wear a necktie. He'd rather have a necktie than one of these. So women, watch this carefully, and you know not what to buy for your husband. First of all, buy only name brands. But even Sears, which no longer exists, sold so many gadgets and novelty tools, especially at Christmas time. Some of the multi-purpose tools, they were always improving the wrench, reinventing the wrench, which was perfected by the 1930s. All right, so much for gifts, because many of these would have been gifts. But now let me cover these tools in several different categories. And in order to clear the bench here, I think I'll talk about screwdrivers first. Now, I know I just took a jab at Sears Craftsman, but that is a great set of screwdrivers. I just pulled this out. Made in USA, got all the different sizes. It's a $20 value also. And they sold these in many sets of different sizes, but these are quality, and a man actually would like quality ones. But he does not want multi-purpose gadgets like this. This is enough to make a grown man weep. I don't know if there's something in there, but you got all the different tips. It's magnetic, but I'm sure none of the parts are hardened. Set up like a turret, I guess, so you can revolve this thing. I'm not even going to waste any more time, but of course there's no name on it, because nobody legitimate would make such a thing. And here's another one, 6-in-1 screwdriver. Again, it's a turret. I'm not sure what you do here to get these out of there, but they've never been out of there, because no man, again, in his right mind, would use something like that. Set that aside. There's a similar one. Every bit that you need, round, gives you a good grip, they're going to tell you. And there's another one with all of the different tips. No good, no good. Don't get that. And here's something as well. Now, I'm not sure, I don't see a name on this, but there you got the nut drivers, you got the straight blades, you got the Phillips, you got it all. But what is the quality here? Well, I don't know. I never heard of SEK, and it smells like that stinking plastic. So set that aside. Actually, that's better, I think, than these other ones. but here's one that I was saving for last because it is so mockable. Now here's a kit. That would wrap up real nice with a bow. And then inside there you got the ball screwdriver, you know, and that can go on all of the different bits here. And you got sockets too. So this poor guy received this for Christmas, and then of all things, his wife forgot, so he come around to Valentine's Day and she gets him another one. I think it's the same company, but you gotta get a deal here. It's about the same, but for extra leverage you got a plastic, and there are more bits in there. You got a plastic wrench. This is multifaceted here. I don't know how many sides, 10 or 12, but that goes around so that you got extra, and it's a ratchet. Oh, it's a ratchet. That's cool. No, it's not. Easy driver. Yeah, they're both easy drivers. And I want to show you something else about these sockets here. Guaranteed for life? I doubt it. So I put the 5/8 socket in a vise here, and I got a Nicholson file. You know, it's just as soft as a piece of balsa wood, so there's no quality to it. It's not tool steel, it has not been heat treated. And a lot of those tools are made poorly like that, with inferior materials. That's how they sell them so cheap. Well, I thought I was done with screwdrivers, but as long as they keep making bad ones, we'll talk about them. This is a flexible screwdriver, made to get in those hard-to-reach spots on a Honda car. So in there, again, you got all kinds of bits that probably aren't hardened. Hope I got that in the frame. And then the stem here, extension, is flexible. It almost seems like a good idea, doesn't it? And of course, this lucky man had two of them. Again, in a sealed package, never opened. I think those stains there are teardrops from when he received that on Easter morning in his basket. Now beware of kits, because that's a nice looking little kit. You know, it looks like it's a mustache trimmer or a manicure set or something else that you still wouldn't want, but it would be better than what's in here. And it says made in Hong Kong. But it's got a genuine zipper. You know, that's long before Velcro or any other materials. But look there. You got a screwdriver shaped like a pistol, along with a complete set of sockets and every kind of screwdriver bit and an awl that you would ever want. Now, would that be a pouting disappointment? So look at this one. Now, this is Pittsburgh, so I think that would be from Horror Freight, and somebody labeled it open from this side, because how many times have you opened something from the wrong side? This guy wore suspenders and a belt because he said bottom, other side up. So he wasn't taking any chances. He wrote bottom twice. Made in Taiwan, of course. Well, what the heck is in here? That's kind of a nice little metal case. Case is probably better than the contents. And there's a complete set of screwdriver bits. But this is more recent, so there's a lot of those Torx in there. I actually might save those. I don't know. But it's the 30-piece power set. And your cost is only $7.99. Now, for you professional auto mechanics, throw out those cheap snap-on tools. You got a whole box of them, you don't need all of those. All you need is this kit here of automotive tools, and you can make any repair on any model and save lots of money. So there you got some open-end wrenches and a pliers, spark plug socket, adjustable wrench, and of course, screwdrivers of all types and sockets. Makes me weep just handling this thing. My dad always told me, do not buy tools that are multi-purpose. Now what about this little beauty? You got a hammer, you got a pliers, you got a nippers, you got a bottle opener, and a mustache trimmer. Would you like to have that? Well, you could throw it in your trunk on top of the spare tire. Oh, that's right. They don't put spare tires in cars anymore. That's foolish. They made so many different kinds of wrenches over the years. Now here, again, throw away your 40-piece socket set because this will handle all sizes. You got the thumb adjustment here, some plastic. I was going to do some destructive tests on some of this stuff, but that's probably going too far. And I hope there isn't anybody out there that would say, don't throw those away, send them to me. You got the reversible ratchet. You like that? Now here's a pipe wrench. They reinvented the Stilson. And it's called something jaws. It's called the power jaw. That's what it is. Now notice how you adjust actually it's kind of clever. You rotate the entire head. There must be a rack and pinion in here. Well, there's a rack. What do you mean must be? There is a rack and pinion. This is aluminum, so I'm sure that's not very strong. And as you turn it, it closes, which also means that if you were actually foolish enough to use this on a pipe, it would tend to tighten as you applied pressure. I wonder if this is a patent pending. Most of these things are patent pending. Certainly this is. Now, this is one of those Eiffel Pliers, and I had 2 of those in this kit, and somebody sent me one recently. They made millions of these over the years. I think they actually are quality, although you gotta, whenever you see a screwdriver bit on the end of the handle, you know, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? But this was sold with several different jaws, and the jaws could come out, but they were always lost, of course. There, that's how you get it out. And there was a pouch, a canvas pouch, with different jaws that would go in there. So a lot of patents there. So this may have been quality. I don't want to make too much fun of it. And possibly they still make these. I'm not sure. Well, you know, I have a love affair with Bernard parallel jaw pliers. Well, somebody improved that. They made it with plastic. So you got the plastic handles. Look at how they flex. You got the wire cutter, and the jaws do remain parallel, so this might have some worth. You know, it's probably at least 10% as good as a genuine Bernard's. Never seen one of these before in plastic. Makes me highly dubious, though. And here's a Leatherman before they invented the Leatherman. And I got several of these, but of course this is rusted and I can't turn it. But you got the knife. I almost broke my fingernail. You got the knife. And of course, you know, you wouldn't go camping without a bottle opener and a screwdriver and a nail file. So there's your manicure kit right there. I need to repair that nail that I just damaged, but this is so dull, it won't even cut a fingernail because of its poor quality. And on this side we got, I believe that's an awl, A-W-L, and a Phillips screwdriver, which I'm not going to open. You know, I own over 100 crescent wrenches, but I mean genuine crescent wrenches in all sizes, and I know it's crazy. Why would a man have 100? But there you go. One wrench. That's a toolbox in my hand is what it is. It's a complete toolbox. Throw everything else away. Now this was made in Japan. Anything made in Japan in the way of tools means it's pretty old, you know, 30 or 40 years old. Still packaged, and of course what is this? It's a knife and scissor sharpener. That'd be real great. So you put that in an electric drill, stick your knife in there, or maybe here, I'm not sure where, because this is going in the garbage. What a novelty. 1/4-inch shank. Stocking, yeah, somebody might say, that's a nice stocking stuffer. My husband would like that when he opens his stocking. Okay, you know, every dime store used to have a tool department. And I remember seeing these as a kid and in Ben Franklin's thinking, that's kind of neat, I wish I had one, but of course, now I'm glad I didn't. Got the die-cast zinc handle, Looks like a, I guess I thought that was neat because it looked like a pistol. Never been used. You don't see any marks on the blade. And it never will be used because you know where this is going. Now here's a calipers. Now this would do the job just as well as a sterret. But look at the shape. You know, they haven't even mastered the shape. It's not pleasing to the eye. And it would be made of soft steel. It would do the job, but I would not like to own it. Now let's talk about some cutting tools. You all know what a hole saw is, and I have complete sets of the major brands like Sterret and Lennox, and I love them. But here you got the Arco 7-blade hole saw with all these sizes, and they're I'm not going to take this out of here, but they're nested together, and you just remove the ones that you're not going to use, put it in your electric drill, and of course it wouldn't be high-speed steel, but it is made in the USA, so this is probably pretty old. But I was thinking here, the most quality thing about this is the fact that they knew this would hang on the hook in the store so long, and sometimes you find those in a store, you know, and they're torn, and you can't hang them up anymore. Well, they actually put a grommet in there. So that is high quality, and someone was thinking, because usually in this type of thing, if somebody has taken it on and off, you know, they tear this. And then the store owner puts a staple in there, but that's idiotic, or a piece of tape. Well, all right, let's talk about cutting tools now. This is from Monkey Ward's, $2.19, quite a while ago. That it was made, I would suspect. But these were the kind of drills that you put in your 1/4-inch electric drill. We used to call them screw mates, and it countersinks, and it gives you the pilot and the clearance and all of that. And there were quality ones, like Stanley, but you know, this to me would be junk. Never was opened. And here's a little set of drill bits. Now it says high speed. I doubt it. I'm not going to try to drill a hole, but again, they're all there. And notice that they are a slow spiral. And I'm going to just look at one and tell you whether or not that it's sharpened correctly, because often, by gosh, that is sharpened correctly. So I can't criticize that. But I want only high quality ones like Cleveland and Chicago Latrobe and, well, you know the names, but certainly not foreign inferior junk like this. Well, to back up on this, I examined with a magnifier, and it does say made in Italy. How often do you see tools made in Italy? And it's marked HS. These might be all right. I almost have the urge to try one, but I got 1,000,000 bits, so I guess that's a waste of time. Now, certainly don't buy, these are taps for threading holes. It's the 6-piece tap and tap handle. I don't see the tap handle, so that's either missing or never was in there, but you're liable to break one of these off, you know, and then you'll really be mad. So do not use cheap cutting tools. Do not use the 5-piece die set with that cheap little die stock. You've got all the common sizes, 3/16, 1/4, and 3/8. But it cost $1. Now, that's from Kmart. Definitely Kmart. And this is from Kmart. Definitely Kmart, $1. You got 3 taps and a tap wrench. Wouldn't you like to receive that beautiful little pair for Christmas? Put it on your wish list. One more thing and the mockery will end. If you watched my other video when I unboxed all this stuff, you might remember this. It's the Continental 40-piece tap and die set, and this one is Imperial, but the other one, remember, was metric. So it's $49.95, but they always printed a fake price on there so they could actually sell it for $19.95, and some people actually were delusional and thought that was the list price. So this is what it looks like, and actually it looks good. You'd say, hey, I would like that. That's actually pretty nice. And it's attractively packaged, so you got 2 different tap wrenches, you got a thread pitch gauge right there, a die stock, a dozen or more dies, and a lot of taps. But are they made of high-speed steel? I doubt it, but this might get somebody by, you know, if they thread, you know, once every 3 or 4 years. Anyway, that concludes this video. Well, I hope I didn't hurt anybody's feelings, men or women, with that, but just beware of poor quality junky tools. Do not buy them. You're better off buying used quality stuff or going without. So hope you had a few chuckles and maybe were mildly enlightened on tools. So be sure and watch some of my other videos. This is Mr. Pete saying so long for now.